Well, hey everyone, and welcome to the little oasis in the wasteland known as That Fallout Show. I am Rick McVick, and with us tonight, back from LA and BE3, and E3 is Shaline.
Never mind me, I'm just moving my dirty laundry out of the frame.
And also joining us tonight is our beloved robot, Vendortron.
Welcome, sir or madam.
How are you two doing tonight?
Well, I'm as good as can be expected, I suppose.
Okay.
It's been a week.
It has been a week.
Yeah.
Shaline?
What time is it? What day is it? Where am I? Where are you
What
guys?
year is it?
I'm so like, guys, you don't even understand people who are listening. Like, I just skidded in from the plane. I dropped my luggage behind me here and like sat down, and here I am with the guys ready to do a show.
The whole gif of the guy like jumping in the chair through the door and then like spinning
And,
as
like,
the clothes fly off.
throwing the
and, like,
briefcase
Yes.
out the window. That's like still to this day my favorite gift.
It's a good gift. And that was actually my pants. I was just moving out of the frame. Sorry.
Okay.
Pants are off. The pants are off. Oh man, well welcome everyone in the chat. I see it's starting to populate with people here. So welcome everyone. I hope your Friday has been wonderful, and if it has been wonderful, it now just got wonderful.
Oh. Thought you were gonna say something else.
No, man, this is about positivity here tonight because the three of us have had an interesting week, a trying week, and it's all about being happy, yay. And how you can really make us happy is when you help us promote the show. You can do that by sharing us on your social media. You can send us emails because we love reading those. You can like, subscribe, and retweet any postings that we do on social media. And also, most importantly, tell your friends about us, host us on Twitch, etc., etc. And tonight we have a jam-packed show, so we're kind of changing up the format a little bit. And we're going to kick it off like normal with 5-star review shout-outs. We have people who are new to the Discord we're going to shout out. And then right after that, we're going to get into the news. And we have a ton of news coming out of BE3 this week. And also, we're going to kick into our gameplay because some of us have been playing the Nuclear Winter format. We're going to do a recap of last week's challenge, and we're going to get a new challenge for you this week. And then after that, this is where things get a little different. We're not going to have Weapon of the Week or lore, but we are going to have a BE3 reflection. And we're not going to just talk about Fallout. We're going to talk about everything at BE3. Very centric, because on GameStack, we'll probably talk about E3 in general. We won't focus on BE3 as long. So we're going to focus on BE3 as a whole, especially since we had a boots on the ground correspondent. After the BE3 reflection, we have a big announcement. So stay tuned till right after that because you're going to want to...
Please don't worry, anyone. We're not ending the show.
No.
It's a
This
good
is
announcement.
good. Tonight is a night of positivity.
Every time we've ever said we have a big announcement, we've ended the podcast.
That's
So I
true.
think it's important to clarify.
Yeah.
We're not ending the show. We're just getting rid of Shaline. Oh, I mean,
Dude, the backlash is going to be insane because of what you just said.
There goes our
Yeah,
entire
I mean-
fan base. I mean, the whole reason people watch the show
It's
is
for Shaline.
No.
Yes,
They would
yes,
stay with you guys.
So...
They would be like, thank goodness.
See, Gotham GK in the chat says you might as well just end the show then.
Yeah.
But no, we do have a really awesome, cool, happy, fun, big announcement, so stay tuned for that. And right after that announcement, we're going to have some listener emails. But we're going to kick tonight's show off with 5-star review shout-outs and people who are new to the Discord. Take it away, Vendor.
Well, 5-star review shoutouts are great, except we don't have any. So there's that. But if you would like to leave us a 5-star review shoutout, all you got to do is go to iTunes and go over to We Just Love Games, or That Fallout Show, and click 5 stars and then leave us a review.
Were there really none this time? Or
I don't know. We don't have any on the list, so I'm just rolling with
Is it just
Oh, I
because I'm
didn't
usually
look.
I'm the one who usually checks?
We have none on the list because
All
none
right.
of us checked.
Next
We'll have a
time.
bigger list next 2 weeks. It'll look better.
We have a bigger list, though, of people who are new to the Discord. And so we would like to, give a big, hearty, warm welcome to Leaf Stalker, Pitney W, also Will Pitney. I'm assuming that those
I
are the
think
same
those are the
people.
same person.
So, two
Will
personality.
Pitney, back in the day of the show that shall not be named, Will Pitney submitted for one of our challenge entries a really great megaton artwork that he did.
Oh,
And I still use
fantastic.
that as a wallpaper. It was
Really?
great. Oh yeah,
Oh, you'll have to share that with us after the
it's
show.
really good.
We also have Chuck in the chat. Thank you for joining the
He's in the
Discord,
chat.
Chuck. And Joshy Neurotic,
What took you so long?
who was banned for
Oh, I was gonna
profanity.
He said a naughty word.
So
We're sorry, the bot does it.
he said a bad word, and so he got booted.
That's funny.
But we added him back in. It's all good. He
course
sent
we
me a
would.
personal message. He's like, "Hey, I just got booted from the Discord," and I started laughing. Sent him another invite. We also have Whiskey Warner. Welcome to the Discord, and Tomcat. So if you would like to get access to our Discord, all you got to do is scroll down on the Twitch page if you're watching live and click that Discord link, brings you straight into the Discord server. Or you can contact us on social media, Twitter, or our Facebook group as well. You can access the Discord through there.
Awesome.
That's all I've got for Discord.
Cool. That
Yeah.
allows us a lot of time for some awesome stuff coming up in the news.
If you like news, you're gonna love our next segment.
Oh, what happened in the world of Fallout? Shaline, take it away.
Well, there was a lot of stuff, and I'm not 100% sure that I'm qualified to go over it, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Says the one who was at BE3.
You know what? It's a funny thing, you guys. Like, I was at E3. It was shenanigans. It was bananas. Just I think that you get a better like overall impression of what's happening from home. And I'm glad I was there, and I'm going next year, and it's not an experience I would ever trade, but I think you actually do get a better handle on the news from home. So that's neither here nor there. I'm
Well,
not
I mean,
sure.
The internet is an amazing thing, Shaline.
It really is. I'm sorry, guys. So Inside the Vault was released. I don't know when, because I didn't put this together.
It was released a couple days, June 13th, so yesterday.
Okay, it was released yesterday, as I was just planning to tell you. Inside the Vault. Double XP event next week, so that's always good. So, in honor of E3, Bethesda decided to offer a free trial week for Fallout 76. If you're an audio listener, it's probably already over, so
got
you missed it.
3
Sorry.
days, I think.
Sorry,
Yeah,
goodbye.
it's on till the 17th.
If you're watching live, you have this weekend to check it out. And they're going to start a double XP event on Thursday, June the 20th for both adventure and survival modes.
Oh
So
my.
yeah, that is pretty great.
Well,
Pretty great way
now.
to sort of gain some levels.
Yeah.
To do that. Yeah, it starts on the 20th and ends on the 24th. So
Hey
have
now.
a long weekend next weekend to go ahead and do that. Let's see here. In addition to the Fallout 76 free trial week, Bethesda also launched Nuclear Winter, the Battle Royale mode. They released it in beta for this week, and they announced today, I believe, that it's going to be that they're just going to leave it in the game because it's been such a success. So
Yeah. I'm not
Surprisingly, it
surprised.
works too.
yeah, I'm excited. Just works, really?
It works.
It does, weirdly.
I honestly I have to say the only bug I've had was Archon and I came into a match at the start and it looked like things were already looted. But the match had just started, so it was not possible for things to be
Yeah.
looted. But that's the only bug I came across.
I thought you were going to say the only bug was a rad roach.
Yeah, that's where I thought it was going to.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they also spoke about in this Inside the Vault the Wastelanders trailer that was released at BE3, which of course will add human NPCs and dialogue to the game, which is very, very exciting. We'll go into that more in depth when we talk about BE3.
Yep.
And also they have offered now through July 8th a bundle. When you purchase atoms, you will also get Elder Maxon's battle coat, which I'm really excited about. Like I'm just gonna quit the podcast and go get Elder Maxon's battle coat. So excited.
When does this go until?
July the 8th.
Good. I'll have next month's budget and I'll buy it.
I can't wait. Jim Justice is going to be rolling around in Elder Maxon's battle coat. I may have to change my hair. I may have to change it to the Elder Maxon haircut.
Yeah,
Only
but it's still
pink.
I was gonna say still keep it pink.
Yeah, it's yeah. Jim Justice's hair is naturally pink. You know, he can't have any other hair color. That's just it's naturally rose gold.
Nice.
And patch notes, we have some of those as well from June the 10th, the Nuclear Winter patch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to read the little introduction here. Nuclear Winter is taking Appalachia by storm with the arrival of patch 10. Gather your squad to compete in this all-new last team standing battle royale mode for Fallout 76. Additionally, patch 10 brings a number of combat improvements and bug fixes to the game. And some of the patch highlights include, of course, the Nuclear Winter game mode, in which you can play among 52 other people to become the Overseer in a battle to the death. And also, you can create a character from the main menu, right there from the main menu to jump into the Battle Royale mode if you don't want to play the story mode. And they've also implemented a number of combat improvements, such as the ability to show your damage numbers, cancel reload and holster animations, enter your scoped mode more quickly, and some additional things, which are, they look like pretty good improvements. And when I first saw these teased before the patch came out, I wondered if those combat improvements were leading up to this PvP mode, to a battle royale, because that had been a very credible rumor for a while.
Yeah, they definitely made it more twitchy, which Fallout gameplay combat, especially as you know, has never been twitchy. Glitchy, not twitchy.
Yeah, and that's really all that I wanted to cover from the patch notes.
From the patch notes.
So.
Awesome.
Is there any other highlights you guys wanted to hit?
No, we'll get into it later.
Okay. I feel like Rick, you should walk us through this Wastelanders news, because you're the one who's been saying all this time that we were going to get them. So.
And who was right among us?
Well,
Me.
It was you, because I was the one who was saying they're not going to add it because they would have to add a whole dialogue system, because what good are NPCs without a dialogue system?
Well, apparently it's like it was built on the Creation Engine or something, and that whole functionality was in it anyway. So, yeah, the Wastelanders roadmap or edition or whatever you want to call it, they're just calling it Wastelanders, is coming to Appalachia. And it's the implementation of NPCs. Now, if you watch the trailer, there's, they talk about how when you left the vault, you realized what a wasteland and how devastated Appalachia was, and you have been rebuilding it since. And that has led to people moving back in. But along with the good people brings some bad apples in Appalachia. And apparently you can pick a choice. Now, I'm assuming from the trailer that there's basically going to be the age-old battle between raiders and non-raiders. I believe Mr. Scummy McBalls in chat will probably pick the raiders. I'll see you on the battlefield, sir. I'm really interested to see how Gerfuffle tries to lay down the law of the Enclave across the NPC world. But yes, you will have dialogue options, and it did look like also from the trailer that based on your special, that it can allow you to pick certain options in the dialogue, which is really cool, and something that Fallout 4 kind of didn't have. They had the charisma check, but that was it. But it looked like from the trailer that there was like charisma and perception options in there, so that felt a little more New Vegas-y in that regard. There's new monsters, that really tall, lanky-legged little hand thing, like a human version of a T-Rex.
That thing was horrifying. What even was that?
I don't know, but we need to kill it. That's for sure.
I don't even want to see it, Rick. I'm going to run away. when it comes.
I think it's gonna be fun to see that thing lumbering in the distance in like a swamp or something.
That actually sounds like the opposite of fun to me. See that at any point ever?
The dead plant says his name is Terry and he has feelings.
His feelings are probably hunger for our brains.
So yeah, that looks interesting. There's gonna be new quests involved. And apparently they're gonna have consequences. Now, whenever I see a game like this where everyone shares a world, saying that there's gonna be consequences to actions, I'm always really nervous because I don't know how you're gonna make it work.
Yeah.
So
with other people on the same map.
That is the sticking point for me. How are they going to do this? And how are they going to maybe it's consequences in the story, but it's really hard to keep those consequences.
It can't really affect the world.
Right. So
unless the world the storyline with the NPCs is part of your own data and not the server itself.
Well, here's the funny thing. So Guild Wars 2, when it first started, had this idea that they're going to create a living world, that when something went wrong, like they had, the main storyline, but then they had these living world seasons. And if something went wrong, or like depending on how the living world went, like on the majority of the server, it would affect everyone's game. So they ended up changing it because what happened was there was this really tall tower that was built, and people were trying to fight to defeat this lady, but literally everyone in the game didn't complete the mission. So the tower exploded, and it ended up like sinking one of the major cities or destroying one of the major cities. So it was literally destroyed for everybody because everybody failed.
Wow.
But the problem is people who came to the game late didn't experience that at all. Like I came in and I'm like, where did all this devastation come from? And they're like, oh, like last year there was a big war and we lost. and like I found that awesome, but a lot of people complained that they didn't get to take part in all this content, so they changed it up where maps are now stuck in time. So like, as the story progresses, things change and lore changes, but if you go back to a different map instance, it's stuck in the past. But with Fallout having one map, I'm not quite sure how they're going to do the consequence thing.
Well, and like Todd Howard had said at the beginning of the conference, he said, you guys, you're out there and you run into other players and you leave each other water and presents and you say hi. And like, he's right. We're very friendly to each other in the wasteland. But when it comes to this sort of thing, if that's the case, we are in for another Fallout.
Oh, we treat NPCs like garbage.
It will be bad.
Real quick, I never told you the story. My wife plays Minecraft, and I came downstairs one day, and she had this goofy look on her face, and our friend was sitting with her on the couch, and they were watching, and my friend was like, do you realize your wife just buried someone alive? And I was like, what? And she just got this look on her face like,
Rick runs out to the backyard.
And apparently this village was being attacked by zombies, and this person ran and fell in this like little hole that was filled with water.
Uh-oh.
So she just put a dirt brick over it.
Wow.
It's like, oh, how dare you? But anyway,
that's hilarious.
So we're terrible to NPCs, but we're nice to other people. But I'm really curious to see how this is going to work. I, for one, welcome human NPCs in dialogue. I really do.
Well, I know that Bethintern is listening, and so if you guys haven't fully developed the Wastelanders DLC yet, can you slip Preston Garvey in there somewhere just to piss people off?
He's not even born by this point.
What if he just popped out of a bush?
But
Another settlement needs your help.
It's Heston. Heston Garvey, his like great grandfather.
Yeah.
It could
Preston Garvey the second. I think that would be great. I hope that they put NPC Easter eggs.
Could be Heston Garvey.
What if they put every different type of NPC from every Fallout we've ever seen? Like one character from each of the games. Which one would you want it to be?
Oh, that's a good question.
The Yes Man?
We need Three Dog.
No Yes Man. I want it to be, if the New Vegas one has to be Mr. Fantastic.
What about Mr. Vegas?
Yeah.
What about Mr. New Vegas, though?
Mr. Fantastic. It's all about Mr. Fantastic.
Okay.
He has a theoretical degree in physics, man.
You're right. You win. But you know what this means? Maybe. Oh, Moxie brings up Raul.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could always
Tabitha.
but we
Tabitha.
could always use a little Danny Trejo in our lives. People are saying Nick Valentine, so definitely that would be a good option.
Oh, the original human version of Nick Valentine.
Oh yeah, there's that.
If they bring Moira Brown in,
Yeah.
that will be the end of Fallout 76.
Maisie the cat.
It just hurts me so much when you talk about your Moira Brown hatred.
Because you love Moira so much.
I do.
Well, I think this is going to be a real fun time, and we'll get to our kind of reactions later on. But along with that is Nuclear Winter, and I'm going to take this one too because it was in the same article. But Nuclear Winter, if you all haven't been paying attention, Nuclear Winter is the latest edition of a playstyle or format, I guess you could say, of Fallout 76 that is Battle Royale, and it takes heavily upon other Battle Royales with the closing circle and the looting. You start with nothing, that sort of thing. You don't start naked because you definitely have clothes on and you can change your clothes. You start out with a Vault 51 suit, but you can change your clothes to whatever you buy in the Atom Shop, which is pretty awesome. The other looting is fast and easy. Oh wait, I'm doing a review. Shouldn't be doing that. So anyway, yes, it's the Fallout Battle Royale. It's the Vault 51, and it's the fight to become the Overseer of Vault 51. There are perk cards in this. You start at level 1, so it doesn't touch the main game. It's kind of it's weirdly it's fun. I thought it was gonna be bad, and what I want to ask you guys is, back in the day when this game was first coming out, Bethesda said no battle royale. You will not.
Did they say that?
Yes, they did. Now, here's what I'm curious about. This was when we didn't know a lot about Fallout 76, so I'm thinking they were saying that to make people realize that it's not going to be a battle royale game.
Hang on one second. I'm just gonna break in. Moxie in chat asks why she hears whistling. That's because my window's open and there are birds outside.
Yeah.
In the Garden of Eden, baby. Yeah, I like that they announced that they weren't going to do a battle royale at the start. I think that put everybody at ease. And once they figured out that they could get away with it, and that people would actually like it, then they put the go sticker on it.
Well, Archon says in the chat that he believes they said it wasn't going to be a battle royale game. So maybe that's what it was. I just remember them saying it was no battle royale, because they stepped back on a couple things, like no non-cosmetic items in the Atom Shop, and they put in repair boxes.
Yeah.
And no human NPCs.
Well, but that's in the base game though. That's not DLC down the road. I mean, I was having a conversation with
I feel like that's
No, I was having a conversation with someone today about, people thinking that Bethesda's E3 went terrible. What? Okay. That people thought that Bethesda's E3 went terrible. That Fallout 76 was an utter disaster. I was listening to some people talk about. I saw a whole thread on a friend of mine who plays the game. I saw a whole thread about how the game doesn't feel like a Fallout. It's clunky, cumbersome, and it's got a lot of chores built into it. And I kind of wanted to touch upon this real quick. When they came at us with Fallout 76, they said right off the bat, this is not going to be a Fallout game you're used to. I mean, they spent so much time saying this is not the next Fallout game, and it is not a standard Fallout game. There won't be human NPCs. There won't be the dialogue choices. It's going to be a weird experience. And then we're all like, okay, we'll give it a shot. And then it came out, and we're like, what the hell, man? This isn't a normal Fallout game, and there's no human NPCs. And I have a feeling of like, what were you listening to this whole time?
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, with a story like this, like Destiny or Guild Wars, there's a story progression to the world. And and that's why I love the no human NPCs, because it's a disaster area. You got to reclaim the wasteland. And they kind of foreshadowed this in Fallout 4, where you have to go and rebuild. Well, in Appalachia, you're literally rebuilding, because now you've rebuilt to the point where people are coming back. And it's just constantly world developing this story. This type of game is a constant progression of story, and I don't think they never had. I'll bet you a lot of money that they always had a plan to put human NPCs in the game once the story they felt got to a certain point. They
I
have
really
a
feel
roadmap.
like Bethesda can't win lately. I noticed a lot of the YouTubers and streamers that are Bethesda focused were saying like this was the worst BE3. It's like that one year when it was just a 38-minute video, and it's as bad as that, which is
No.
nonsense. It's totally nonsensical.
It was weird, but yeah,
Half
I mean, it wasn't
the
bad.
reason that E3 was so bad was because it was just trailers. We never saw a human being on stage, you know? And this year we had people who were making the games up there talking about, you know, what they're doing, why they're passionate about it. And with 76 in particular, they're giving us some of the things that we've been asking for since the launch of Fallout 76, and we're still mad at them. What the heck?
I know
Like,
it's
Well, I think the people
utterly
that
ridiculous.
I think that people that have nothing to do but complain have lost touch with reality.
Well, I was also
I hope I'm never that bitter. I just
No.
hope I'm never that bitter that Bethesda shows cool stuff and I'm like, oh, I hate everything.
And I would like to point out that on that Fallout show, and we just love games, GameStack, there have been times where we've been a little bit upset about what Bethesda is trying to do. And then, you know, there are times like now where we're super excited and we're really happy to play the game. And
yeah, and it is
so
important to note that we've never been afraid to criticize Bethesda when we think
exactly. And so I would like to point out, as content creators, we have remained objective. But I really, really hate when I see, and you can pick them out and know which ones to kind of stay away from, is these people who constantly are doing these reviews of video games, and they just focus on the terrible things, or they nitpick at stupid little stuff that in the end it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you know. Focus on the positive things. These people put their heart and soul, their blood, sweat, and tears into developing these games, and you know, show them the common courtesy to say, hey, you did a good job.
I guess this
okay. I think we're back. Man. But what I was saying before was these YouTubers that were faithful to Bethesda have now jumped ship. But I was like, there were probably people who were like, yay, Skyrim, we're on board with Bethesda, and they're not from Morrowind and from these days where we really believe in Bethesda and follow what we do. And what I really was proud of was the guys over at Kinda Funny. They were really supportive of Bethesda's E3, and I watched their roundtable, and they were like, there were a lot of dumb things, but they really supported it. So,
can we table that for the E3 thing?
Yeah,
we're gonna make a note.
Yeah, we're gonna do a whole recap of Shalene's experience in E3 coming up, but we're gonna move on to a guide for beginners. Do you want me to take that?
I really do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you are new to Fallout 76, if you haven't bought it yet, haven't played it at all, and you've just learned, you know, that, hey, there's a free trial coming up, and then 50% off sale, and you've listened to us ramble on about it and followed some other people, well, Fallout has a brand new newcomer's guide to Fallout 76, and inside of it, it gives you a breakdown of the different modes. Like, for instance, in the adventure mode, it gives you a breakdown of what you're supposed to do, like rebuild America. Is it a friend or a foe? Talks to you about camping. Your special gives you tips, you know, how to launch nukes, things like that. Power armor, you know, it just gives you it's basically the Wasteland survival guide from Bethesda. And if you're new, go to their website, Bethesda.net, and check it out now. That way, when you leave the vault, you will hit the ground running and not walking, because you'll die if you walk. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to cover that little bit for you. If you're new, check out that guide for beginners. So anyway, we have some sales and some news announcements, new things, for the Atomic Shop. So, vendor, take it away.
Well, guys, there's lots and lots of deals in the Atomic Shop and in IRL. We'll cover that in a moment. But in celebration of E3, you can pick up the limited time E3 Atom Bonus Bundle Pack for you can get 1,000 atoms with a bonus 500 as well as some other bonus items. And this is a one-time purchase, and it's only available through to July 8th. So the package includes, as I said, 1,000 atoms, 500 bonus atoms. You can also get Elder Maxon's battle coat and 6 basic repair kits. And so those will be actually added to the character when you log in the following time. And there are some free items as well. Nuclear winter has hit Appalachia, and we think that you should all be prepared for the storm. So until June 18th, you can pick up the T51 Vault-Tec Engineer Power Armor Paint. You can also pick up until today, the T45 Vault-Tec Engineer Power Armor Paint. Until the 16th, you can get the T60 Engineer Power Armor Paint. And until the 18th, the X01 Vault-Tec Engineer Power Armor Paint. We also have Nuclear Winter is out, right? So there are some new awards, new challenge offers. If you check your daily, your survival challenges, your battle challenges, there are a bunch of different challenges. I've been trying to complete some of them. It's a lot. It's a lot. I would also like to point out, as somebody who has played Nuclear Winter, a tip for those of you jumping into the game for the first time. If you die in a match, stay till the end. Watch the rest of the challenge, because actually that is one of the challenges, is to watch 50 matches. So if you're keen to log out and go to the next match right away, maybe hold off on that for a bit so you can achieve that challenge. There are some limited time offers within the Atomic Shop as well. You can now get the Nuka Girl rocket suit or the Hide in Plain Sight with Camouflage bundle. I'm not sure entirely what that is. I haven't seen it yet. But there's also the Blackbird Power Armor Paint, which is still available. And that will be available only until... they don't have a date here yet. Yes, they do. June 18th for the Blackbird Power Armor Paint, as well as the Nuka Girl rocket suit, and June 25th for the Camouflage bundle. There are some price reductions as well for the Camouflage bundle. 200 atoms down to 1,200 atoms, which is really what a savings.
Their prices are utterly ridiculous in this shop.
Their prices are so stupid. It's stupid.
But then you
know what?
Just slash them all, man.
We like slashes, and we've got some item sales. So the Vault-Tec starter bundle, you can get 40% off for 900 atoms, available till June 16th, as well as the Camp starter bundle, 720 atoms, 40% off till June 16th. You can get a clean small water purifier, 20% off, 240 atoms till June 11th. So that sale's over. The potted succulents that everybody loves and has in their home, you can pick those up for 120 atoms up until today only. You can also get the skull mask until June 15th. That's on sale. Nuka Shine hat, welcome friends sign, and a blue wooden door available till June 18th. There are some new items, and we love new items, right? The Winter Wonderland Power Armor Paint is now available for 1,200 atoms. You can also get the Vault Boy and Girl Power Armor helmet set. A clean billboard, you guys.
I know.
A clean billboard. I would just like to point out that I think that we are solely responsible for the clean billboard.
I really
Are you
think
with me?
so.
Are you with
I'm
me?
with you. It's uncanny.
Yeah. So, you guys are all building your beautiful That Fallout show signs. Put it on a clean billboard,
Yeah,
500 atoms.
Now, ironically, you have a billboard to put it on.
Yeah. You can also get a Black Dagger skin, Mr. Pebbles lamp, which I think is glorious, and also the Mr. Pebbles plushie, which I bought, and it's adorable. Nice. And last but not least, the Nuclear Winter poster set, which I'm hearing in our Discord is one of the best poster sets yet. So you might not want to miss out on that. And I also wanted to quickly point out, there are some Ballistic Bargains IRL, you guys.
Ooh.
In the Bethesda online shop, merchandise shop, you can get some pretty good deals on right now. Some of the bobbleheads are on sale. I picked up the Intelligence bobblehead, the guy with the little grad cap. Got him for $10. But right now, every order fulfilled in the Bethesda online store for Fallout, you get a free special keychain. So you get one of it's one of the bobbleheads on a keychain. Also, if you order $50, you actually get 10% off. That's only available until today. And if you order $100 worth of stuff, you get 20% off. Also only available until today. So if you guys are listening to this after the fact, I apologize. But for our live listeners, cash in while you can. That is it for Ballistic Bargains, Rick.
Nice. Dollar Beals in the chat says, since Bethesda partnered with Elon Musk, I think they should put a usable Tesla in 76. And I want to point out the irony in the fact that the Wastelanders promo picture, you can see a guy in a power armor carrying a Tesla cannon.
Well, I would just like to point. I would just like to point out that in the Bethesda E3 live stream, remember how I joked, coming soon, Fallout Tesla edition?
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't far off from that, was I?
No, you weren't. Fallout Shelter in a Tesla. Oh man, it's we're gonna be getting some interesting gameplay when people are playing Fallout Shelter on the way to work. But speaking of interesting gameplay. So, Shaline, did you play any Fallout this week?
No.
Man.
She's like jet lagging. Fender, did you play Fallout?
Well, I mean, she kind of did play some Fallout IRL.
That's true.
So, but
well, how about
I
you,
wore
Fender?
an Adam Cat's jacket.
How the snakes roll.
Yeah. Mm.
What about you, Vendor?
I did some of the tadpole quests, trying to get that damn backpack and those patches. That is a marathon. That's a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm chipping away at that. I did play Nuclear Winter with you.
Yes.
And also I put in a few hours with Archon, a few mornings this week with Archon. The morning that it went live, we played for probably about 5 hours straight, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
I definitely have to say that like I don't really want to spoil it. So I'm not going to go too much into detail, but I will say that when we played it for the first day, it was definitely easier than playing it now. So people have gotten better. And so it's a little disappointing because it means that I haven't gotten better. But yeah, it's super fun. I like it.
I was thinking about this the other day, that even as people get better at it, it's never going to be the same level of competition as, say, like PUBG or Fortnite or what's the other one? Not Anthem, but Apex or whatever, Apex Legends. Because like all the twitchy shooters are going to be off playing those games, and like the rest of us will be playing Fallout. So it's going to be, I think, more accessible to casuals and like people like us who aren't necessarily the best at competitive gaming.
I hope so, but I don't see that in playing Nuclear Winter.
No, I think it's less.
I see some pretty good gameplay.
I know, but it's not on the level of like Fortnite and PUBG skill, man. I mean,
no,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's like not normal.
Deja in the chat says they would rather have a Tesla Fallout edition. And what if they could make it look like a fusion flea?
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
That's great. Yeah, that's it for my gameplay.
Yeah, I also played Nuclear Winter with you a little bit. I got a kill, and I died a lot. But I found that I died more because of just trying to get used to it than being terrible at it.
Yeah.
But there are definitely people who are they're definitely better than me, and it's fine. Because it wasn't, I don't know, it didn't feel like a chore. The load times were a little long, but other than that, I thought it worked really well. It was fun. The map is small.
I think there are some mechanics that I've got issues with. You can headshot someone and it only downs them, which is a little bit annoying.
That's standard fare for this kind of game, though.
And the AP in the game is absolutely atrocious.
It's nothing.
But then, Term, we know you're listening. Fix that. The other things I would also like you to fix is a bigger map. The map could be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it could be a little bigger. But...
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for my gameplay. So we're gonna move on real quick. Just because, I didn't get to play a lot this week, and So, but what we're gonna talk about now is we want to really kind of talk about the reflections on BE3 this year, and we're gonna talk about BE3 as a whole.
Was there not a challenge?
Oh, I skipped it. I'm sorry. Yes, we do have a challenge. Yay! The challenge was to remember the challenge. Thank you, Shaline. Last week's challenge was to put on your scout outfit and your backpack and go on a little scouting trip and send us a screenshot of where you went, and a few of you did. So let's check it out now. Here we've got Asher Dusk just scouting around Dolly Sods with Captain Bones and Creeper Sin. And they're all there in their scout uniforms. And Dolly Sods is where you get one of the daily quests for that, tadpole thing.
Dolly Sods is a terrible place, you guys.
There's always that
There's
bear.
Is that the place where I always get attacked by the bear?
Yeah, there's always a bear that spawns in front of
I
us.
all kinds
hate
of
that
death.
bear, you guys. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate that bear.
Let's see. So that's Asher Dusk. We've got Right Face 86. He says sometimes you have to make sacrifices to get a picture, and he's standing at the Mothman sacrificial. Sitting on the Mothman sacrificial table at Point Pleasant.
Yikes.
And then we've got Creeper Sin. Scout Leader Penny said we should use the buddy system, but everyone seems to have died except for me. I guess I'm stuck at camp until Mom picks me up, and she's just sitting at the camp.
At the fire. That's great.
Waiting
That's a
for her
great
mom.
snapshot. That is a great snapshot.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then next one is Unlooted Vault, breaking the new tadpoles in with a little bit of friendly hazing. And it's a dude with like a Deathclaw gauntlet and the sheep squatch a
That's great.
sheep hat thing.
It
Wolf
looks
in
like
sheep's
an
clothing.
actual sheep squatch.
It
Look at his
does.
legs.
It's terrifying looking. And then Will Wonka, he just posted a black and white screenshot of a Pioneer Scout saluting a windmill.
That's great.
That's a great screenshot.
It is a good screenshot. And yep, that's it. So thank you so much for your challenge entries this week. For next week challenge, post us a screenshot of the best position you came in Nuclear Winter. Play a round or two of Nuclear Winter and see how high you can get, and send us a screenshot of.
Damn, I wish I would have known that when I got chicken dinner, Rick.
I'm gonna send you a screenshot of like me high on Buff Out.
I literally just thought of it on the fly because we didn't have anything in.
That's great. I was hoping that you would weave in some Nuclear Winter into there.
Yeah. So send us a screenshot of your finishing screen if you win or you didn't. Where did you come? And you can submit that to us by going to Twitter and posting that photo with the hashtag of TFS Challenge. And that's how you get it. That's pretty much the best way to get it to us. We don't check anywhere else, so we'll miss it if you send it by email or Discord. So send your challenge entries to hashtag TFS Challenge. All right.
And please try to get those in by Thursday.
Yes.
Or else we don't have time to include them on the following show. So.
Yep, definitely. All right, Shaline, can you give us a little summary? She just flipped her fan away like a geisha. Can you give us a little summary of what your experience was like at BE3?
I can, and I will. But
Thank you.
first, I wanted to tell you the story.
Yes, the story that had to do with Kinda Funny.
Yes. So, you know how I'm always lost, like all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was trying to find my way into the convention center, and on the first day to get my badge, and I managed to find this weird little side door, and it turns out it was right next to the press center, and there were nobody knew really about this door, so there were never lines to get through security. So I thought, I'm just gonna come through here every day, this
Nice.
is great. So one morning I was going through that little side door, and guess who I ran into? Greg Miller.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, and I was like, I usually don't go introduce myself to people at E3 because they're busy, they're all working, but I just had to go say hello to Greg Miller, and I was like, hi, are you Greg Miller? I just wanted to say hello, and he was very nice, very, very nice man.
Right on.
And I told him, hey, you were on my, you probably don't remember, you were on my Fallout podcast several years ago. And he was like, man, that's been a long time, huh?
It was.
You didn't remember us.
We thought about. We were like, wow, it was 2012.
Yeah.
It was not 2012.
Wasn't
It's
it?
like 2015.
Oh, okay. Still
The
a long
game
time
didn't come
ago.
out until 2015, Rick. But then Greg started asking me like, "How's Fallout 76 now?" Like, how's, and so I was talking to him about it and how like, yeah, it launched pretty rocky, but it's better now. You know, it's fun. I would recommend going back to it. And he said that he had been thinking about going back to it before E3, but he hadn't really had a chance. So
Right.
On the
busy
round.
guy.
On the
got
round.
to chat about Fallout 76 with Greg Miller.
Is he as
I
handsome
should have
in
asked him to come
person?
back on the show.
Is he as handsome in person as he is in his pictures?
Yes.
That's great.
He's very handsome.
We love you, Greg Miller.
I took a selfie with Greg Miller and he looks beautiful and I look like this. For the audio folks, just imagine the worst face that I could make and that's it. It's probably worse.
For some of our audio listeners who don't know who Greg Miller is, Shaline, who is Greg Miller?
Greg Miller used to work for IGN and he is one of the co-founders of Kinda Funny, which is a pretty big gaming outlet.
Mm-hmm. I would love to have him back on the show once. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
it's
probably
super
too busy
nice.
for us, but
No. Hey,
I know
look,
we're too busy. We're too busy.
look, he asked to come on the show
yeah,
that
but
shall not be named.
he did. But
So,
we were also like the #1 show in podcasts.
just
at the
saying.
time. So
but there are better shows. So Greg, if you're listening, we'd love to have you.
but yeah, so what was BE3 like being there?
oh my gosh,
give us a
it was
rundown.
amazing. So I went to BE3. It was at the what was it called? The Shrine Auditorium. The
Yeah.
Shrine Auditorium was beautiful. So first you go through a security line. That's how every E3 event starts, with a security line. So I stood in the sun in a security line and I was extremely sunburned and it was uncomfortable. Got through security, got breezed right through security. I apparently look very non-threatening because I tend to just get like waved through security. Like it doesn't matter if I set off the metal detector or whatever, they're like, go ahead. So yeah. They usually don't even bother like looking through my purse and stuff. They're just like, get out of here. So go through security and there was like this big old hedge with Bethesda on it. And I thought, oh man, there's going to be like a hedge maze on the way into BE3. How cool is that? But it was not a hedge maze. It was just like a little doorway. I went around the corner and I was all excited to go through the hedge maze. And it was just, there it was.
It was just a hedge door.
It was a hedge door.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
so disappointed. And they had a lovely little outdoor area set out. And yeah, it was nice. It was a lovely little outdoor area. They had open bar like everywhere. There was like no wait for the bar.
It's my kind of conference.
I had come straight from Xbox and I had forgotten my bottle of water before I left the house. So I was like so thirsty and I ran up and I was like, can I get a Diet Coke and a water? And that bartender was my hero. Let me tell you what. He was my hero that day. So let's see. They handed out tickets and there was assigned seating, which I thought was a good thing. At Xbox, it's just general admission. You just go find a seat. And every year it's like that bus scene in Forrest Gump, seats taken.
Yeah.
Can't sit here.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. So I was looking for my seat. I couldn't find it. I had to ask an usher for help. And finally I find my seat and it's in the 3rd row.
Nice.
Yes. I don't know how they decided how to hand those out. It seemed random, but I'm usually not that lucky. But I was right up there in the 3rd row toward the middle. It was amazing. Like
Wonderful.
Pete Hines walked by and like I could feel the breeze from when he
smell
walked
his
by.
cologne.
Smell his cologne.
That's great.
It was amazing. It was amazing being that close. And you know, it's fun to watch from home, of course, and you get the news better at home. You know, you get a better handle on the news. But being in the room, there's energy, you know, you're among all of these other people that love all this same nerd stuff that you do. And Everybody was really excited. I was sitting in front of some girls wearing Morgan U cosplay. They looked amazing, and they were so excited every time something new came on. They're like, ah!
Wow.
Yeah, it was great. It was really neat being in the room with all these people that were just
Cool.
as excited as we are. So
Right
it was
on.
great. And then after the conference let out, there was like a little party, like a little after party outside. They had some food trucks and more open bars, and it was set up sort of like a backyard barbecue. You could just hang out and have some food and drinks.
Nice.
Had some like cornhole set up so you could play cornhole, and a bunch of seating.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I'm glad that they picked a better theater this year.
Yeah, last year's was a weird venue. The Shrine was beautiful, though. It was a beautiful, beautiful theater. It was really
Yeah.
lovely.
I definitely loved their whole, like, every year they do a really cool theme. Last year is sort of that city backdrop, sort of circus theme kind of thing, and this year they had more of like a burning wasteland. Oh, there's Siri. She wants to join in on the conversation. But yeah, I like the color scheme that they had and the screens. It was all very nicely well done. Yeah.
It was a great show, and they it was probably the best organized event that I went to the whole time that I
Nice.
was at E3.
Right on. That's good. I
Nice.
would expect that from Bethesda.
Mm-hmm.
So, what were your thoughts on some of the games that they were talking about? Since you were there, well, I mean, we have our own thoughts, Vendor and I, but what were, what are yours?
Okay, I brought my notes from the event
Good,
that I
good,
took
good,
in
good.
this very special custom game stack that Fallout Show notebook, which is just a normal notebook with stickers on it.
But you
I was
customized
really
it.
excited that Pete Hines is alive. I feel like we haven't seen him in so long. He doesn't tweet anymore. I just feel like we haven't heard from Pete Hines in so long. I was really excited to see him come out and, healthy and happy and just loving life. I was really glad to see that he's doing well.
Yeah.
And still taking an active role in things at Bethesda. So that's a small thing, I guess, but it was something that I was really excited to see. And I really thought it was classy that Todd Howard, when he came on, went ahead and acknowledged the problems with the Fallout 76 launch.
Yeah.
And he took responsibility for that and for the direction that they're taking going forward. I felt like
Yeah.
that was a very classy move on their part. They didn't have to do that. They could have ignored it and
Yep.
not acknowledged it.
Yeah. And I think that I think acknowledging that was probably the highlight of it for me.
Yeah. Well, Todd didn't even need to be there. There were no Bethesda Game Studios games that were being announced this year. He didn't need to be there.
Yeah, and like, how good did it feel for him to say, guys, we started off rocky, but we're really good now, and you love it, and it's so good, and the whole crowd's like, ah.
Yeah, and it was true.
Yeah, and it was true.
Mhm.
So
That was a great thing.
yeah.
I felt like it was kind of anticlimactic that they announced that Elder Scrolls Blades is out when we've all been playing it for a couple of months.
I feel like they purposely started with that because they were following up with the great news of Fallout after that.
Yeah.
Like, let's get this garbage out of the way first.
I don't know. That seemed like a strange thing to me.
I don't know, man. If they were doing getting the garbage out of the way first, they would have put Commander Keen at the beginning of this.
Oh,
'cause
man.
I
They
don't
were
know
so
what that
excited
was.
about that. It was funny.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Fallout
that was
76, I was surprised that they had this that soon in the conference. I felt like it would be a little bit later in the conference. And I freaked out. I freaked out when they announced Wastelanders. I freaked
Yeah.
out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rick and I mean, you probably watched the stream.
Yeah, I did watch the stream.
Did you see us fanboy all over the place?
Yes. Yes.
I-
I was right there with you. Right
I'm-
there
yeah.
with you.
I
That
may
was a
or
good
may
time.
not have teared up a little bit.
Yeah, I had been talking with the guy sitting next to me before the show started, and he was mostly an Elder Scrolls fan. It seems like it goes that way. Either you're mostly an Elder Scrolls fan and Fallout's okay, or you're mostly a Fallout fan and Elder Scrolls is okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rick is one of those few exceptions who's really into both. But he was mostly an Elder Scrolls guy, and he was just laughing at me when I was like, ah! And I was like, dialogue! That's dialogue!
She probably was like shaking him, like, "Do you see? Don't you see?"
Look! She's turning his head. Look at the screen.
It's like, oh my goodness, this lady's freaking out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was freaking out a little bit. Dialogue. I have dialogue written in like big messy letters because I was freaking out. Panning for gold. Did you guys see that? That looks like a fun new activity.
Yeah, I saw that. That'd be interesting.
They mentioned meaningful choice and that year 2 will focus on reclaiming the wasteland. So to me, that says that they want Fallout 76 to be a living world, but they don't want to release a game and then it's done.
Yeah.
This is a world that's going to continue to evolve, just like you were talking about earlier, Rick, Guild Wars and what they've done with that game.
Yep. I can't wait for the arguments of like, I can't believe I missed all this content, bro. Get to the party earlier.
I really like that. I think that is the most sustainable way to approach
I think so too.
Fallout franchise. Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a long time before we see another proper Fallout sequel. It's going to be a long time coming. They're making Starfield, then they're going to make Elder Scrolls 6, and it could be a very long time. And I appreciate that they're extending the life in the Fallout games we have as much as they can.
Yep.
Indeed.
They announced Nuclear Winter, the Battle Royale. I was not very surprised to see that. I was surprised to see how fun it looked. I'm for it. I'm excited to try it out.
Yep.
And the fact that he mentioned specifically, Todd Howard, that Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 are next-gen titles, I thought that was very significant. That was pretty telling.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't see them on the stage this year.
Are we going to ignore the fact that they're still building Elder Scrolls 6 on the Creation Engine, though? I mean...
Are they?
Yeah. I mean...
But it's... I don't know.
It's going to look dated already.
Of course, but... just because it's the Creation Engine, it's not the same Creation Engine. They've been working on it. It's not the Creation Engine that we've got in 76 is not the same one we had in launch Skyrim.
No, that's for sure.
They've been working on it.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give that a.
Me too. Absolutely. I mean, I'm buying ES6 no matter what, really.
They really had a community focus at BE3 this year. And I appreciated that. I feel like they really do care about the community, and the community's feedback is important to them. I do think that it's a strange turn in the marketing from like 2 years ago when it was save single player, and now we're be together. You know what I mean? That felt like a little bit of a twist.
Yeah, and I love how Bethesda has adapted to that environment. It shows that they're, a malleable company and can change on a dime. So, and I also really like that they really emphasize partnership.
Yeah.
This year, they had Shinji Mikami's Ghostwire, and they announced that wonderful partnership with Tango Gameworks.
Oh my gosh, that lady was so adorable. I loved her so much.
That's just the cute. I just wanted to stick her in my pocket. She's just adorable.
Something I really appreciated about all of E3 this year was that we had more female game developers on the stage.
Yeah, there was really nice representation. And just to go quickly back, Ghostwire Tokyo. I am so excited for this game, you guys. I'm so excited. Are you excited?
I am.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's gonna be so good.
Are you even gonna play this game, Shaline?
No, but I'm gonna watch you play
it.
That's what I thought.
I'm not into scary games all that much, but Japan, come on. It's gonna be so good. I'm excited. What did you guys think of Deathloop?
I'm on board for Deathloop and Ghostwire, the 2 new IPs. I am
Yeah.
absolutely on board for those.
Deathloop looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks very like it's gonna play into my mind. It's very mentally taxing. I don't know. I think that would be something that I would probably watch you guys play, but it looks very good.
I wonder if you're gonna get to pick and choose which one you play as.
I wonder.
I don't know. But I think it looks amazing. I love Arcane.
Yeah.
And I think they're incredibly talented. I love that they're doing something new. And I hope it's a better success for them than Prey. Prey was a really good game, but it was not a very, very commercial success. So
No. I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't buy Prey. I was going to, and then
Prey's so good though. It's so good. We need to play it.
I can't believe I haven't played it yet. I really can't
so
believe.
Good. It's so good.
I'm really excited for all of the things that were coming out of the Bethesda conference this year. A little bit less excited about Doom, just because I'm not a Doom person. But I do think that the game looks amazing. It looks like a lot of fun. Tim was certainly drooling over his keyboard.
The Doom is not for me. I'm not the
Yeah.
target audience for Doom.
Me neither.
Yeah. It's definitely more of the battle mode.
It's like horrible. It's not the gameplay. The gameplay is awesome, but it's
The
the
demonic
setting
thing?
for me. Yeah, it's horrible. I don't
Yeah.
want to. I don't want that.
You don't want.
I want
You don't want
games
to go to
that are
hell.
gonna. Yeah, I'm good. I'm already in hell.
Yeah,
I don't need to.
because like I did play some of the 2016 Doom, and it's very fun. You know, the shooting is very fun, but it's horrible. It's just not for me. I'm not the target audience.
Yeah.
Was it the gore and stuff like that? Like if it was, let me ask you this: if it was Gears of War in that engine,
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be
Okay.
fine.
with all the dismemberment and beating people
Yeah.
with the limbs.
It's like the demons and the hell
Gotcha.
and the pentagrams, and like it makes me feel bad. So
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
yeah,
Now-
and like, oh gosh, that demon boss thing, like I thought that was gonna give me nightmares. It was so scary. It was a very scary monster. I did not like that.
Yeah.
Did not like that at all.
I honestly couldn't watch Event Horizon for that same reason. I couldn't watch that movie. I was like, too weird.
Rage
Yeah.
2 looked really good though. Like
I'm still torn on that game, man.
What is it? The new expansion, Rise of the Ghosts.
It was a good trailer. It
Yeah,
was
I
a
mean it was a good
trailer.
trailer, but and like Rick was saying off air, they're really good at making good trailers. And so it may or may not be a good representation of the game itself, but yeah. I saw Lone Vault Wanderer was streaming it yesterday on the Bethesda channel, which I
Nice.
thought was really cool. That's kind of a big thing for him.
Yeah, he works there now, doesn't he?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's like the Australia community manager, I think.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
so congratulations to Lone Vault Wanderer.
yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
I've been back and forth on Rage of whether or not I should try it or get it or whatever. But yeah, I'm a little nervous that I won't like it.
You know what I do
Yeah.
want to try though is Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein looks fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein
$30?
Youngblood looks amazing.
Yeah.
Now I
And
can,
you know what I want to do is play the first one.
dude.
Before.
That's so good.
I know.
You need to play. You need to play 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You have to play
You
2
can
of
get
them.
the bundle right now on Steam for $19.
And dude, they're short. They're like 6-8 hours long. You can blow through them if you put it on easy and not stealth it. Just run and gun and kill everything. I think I've talked about it before, but the Wolfenstein games are just the way that the music fits with the action, and the way that I don't know how the gravity would feel for you because America being taken by Nazis. You're in Canada. I don't know if it'd have the same gravitas, but it is that feeling of like my country has been taken by these jerks, and I'm gonna go kill all of them to take it back. And it's just that mixed with like the metal music, and you have dual wielding shotguns, and you could just your way through.
I think that's why I never played it, because it was like a little bit too much America for me.
It is
that's
pretty
the point.
America.
That's kind of the it's like that's the point of it. That's the diehardness, the Rambo-ness of it. It's
and
an
it's
80s
not just
action
like
flick.
America, it's pretty Texas too.
See,
Yes.
I like the Canadian Wolfenstein version will be like, oh, sorry, sorry about that. Here, you can have my gun. It's fine.
I think we're all pretty much universal as a world against Nazis. I mean, you guys like stormed the beaches of D-Day at some point too. So, but yeah, I mean, I loved the whole.
Nazis.
Everybody does. I loved the feel of the game. So having the two girls together that you play co-op, and when you buy the game, you get a buddy code so someone can play with you.
Yeah.
Really? That's so cool.
Yeah, and the 80s tech theme. And, I mean, in Vendor, you and I are all about the synthwave, man.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like ready for this.
Bring it. Bring all of it.
Killing Nazis in like a
wave cranked in the Mini on the way home today. Just cranked. All the windows down. Oh, it was great. Lasers were shooting out of the. No, I'm kidding. But
so I think it's gonna be. Oh man, Shaline, did you play the first two?
That's coming in July.
I've played some of them. I've never finished them.
Gotcha.
I've played enough to know that they're incredible and everyone should play them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's wonderful. Archon just said in the chat, one day Canada will take over the world and then we'll all be sorry.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's really funny. That was very clever.
Were any of you interested in the Blades to Switch or the other mobile games that they're doing?
Well, I think I'll give Blades another chance on Switch with a traditional control scheme. I think I might be more likely to enjoy it. But I'm not super interested in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I felt like it was a really strange call that they spent so much time on Elder Scrolls Legends without announcing new content, without showing an expansion or something.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about Orion?
I thought that was pretty interesting. I think that companies have invested a tremendous amount of money into streaming as the future, and I'm wondering if it's going to pay off.
Mm-hmm.
But
I was just talking with someone tonight that's like I think we're Xbox fans. He's like, I think I'm gonna buy my 4th Xbox with Scarlet. Yeah, they've invested so much in bringing PC and consoles together that yeah, man.
But at the same time, if you have a PC, you may not need an Xbox in the future.
Well, but that's not the same. Like couch gaming, there's no easy way to play a PC on a couch unless you're using a controller, and at that point, that's where the Scarlet would take over, rather than having 2 PCs, which can be expensive. Lower Grade says, when you say the first 2 Wolfensteins, did you mean New Order and the New Colossus? Yes, that's what I meant, not the originals. I apologize. I meant New Order and the New Colossus. Both are fantastic, by the way. So anyway, yeah, I think the Scarlet's a good idea. It's going to be interesting when all this ties together.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also just wanted to mention, I have in my notes here that some of Doom looks like a first-person Mario level with those like fire things, the spinning fire things.
I think that's what they were going for, honestly.
Yeah, it had to be, right? It had to be.
I felt like it. So I think we're all in agreement when we say Ghostwire, yay. Deathloop, maybe. I'm a yay for that. Doom, we love that some of our people dig it. Wolfenstein, we're all on board, and especially all on board with 76. Mobile games can stay mobile.
Yeah, there are 2 things from BE3 that we really haven't touched on.
Oh.
And one of those is Commander Keen. It doesn't look very fun to me.
No.
I'm not one of those, mobile games are lame people. I play mobile games and I respect mobile games as a medium. But Commander Keen did not look like a very fun mobile game,
To be perfectly honest with you, I think that Bethesda is trying to cater to a younger audience with this game. I think that it's geared towards younger
I
children.
agree with you. I think this is one of those cases where we're not the target audience.
No, but I just read a blip from this. It's a classic Saturday morning cartoon in a free-to-play mobile game form. Bethesda said it's a modern take on the very old ID side-scroller starring both Billy Boy and Billy Girl, the children of the the children of the old school Commander Keen, and therefore canonically the great grandchildren of one B.J. Blazkowicz. So this is in the Wolfenstein universe.
Wow, I love that. That's really funny. That's really
a stretch.
The other thing that we haven't addressed at all is the ESO expansion. Man, do those people know how to make a trailer, right?
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I loved the scene where the cat person hissed at the dragon.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. That was just my favorite.
I don't know about you guys, but when I was watching that, I felt like I was rewatching the season finale for Game of Thrones season 8. Did anybody else feel like Arya Stark was riding the horse through the
Well, great. Yeah, I can see that.
Definitely inspired. Dude, and I'll tell you what, those trailers make me want to play ESO, but then I play ESO and I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I never miss an ESO trailer, but I don't like MMOs. So
yeah,
but I never miss one of those trailers. I adore them.
For me, the epicness gets lost in ESO for me when I play the game, but the trailers, man.
Yeah, it was very well done.
But I know we have many ESO fans, and I hope that they enjoy the Year of the Dragon.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, well, I think
great.
I think we covered BE3 pretty good, don't you, fellas?
Yes.
Awesome. Shaline, did you have a good time?
I did. I had an incredible time. It was really hot. I was very sweaty, but I was wearing a cute dress, and it was a good time. It was a real good time.
Yeah, you posted a lot of adorable pictures, all of your outfits.
Yeah.
The main important question, were you paid to be there?
I wish. I wish. It was a very expensive trip. I wish somebody would have paid me to be there.
Yeah. Speaking of being there, I don't know who we're going to get to do the show.
I was just lucky that they let me in, you guys. Frankly, they like we joke about the Bethintern and stuff, but like they don't know who we are. Like
no.
They know. They know who we are.
Yeah.
But we don't know who they are.
No. If they did, we would make a big to-do if we finally got contacted from Bethesda and they were like, hey, we acknowledge you. We would feel so vindicated.
Yeah.
In everything we've been doing.
We did get followed by the director of Fallout 76 this morning.
Interesting.
Dedicated. I don't know. I can't remember the lyrics to that song.
Really? On that Fallout show Twitter?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, if I had a tie, I'd straighten it.
So, hello, Jeff. I'm sure he doesn't listen to the show, but
you never know.
If you do, we like your game.
All I'm saying, West Virginia, clean billboards, backpacks,
more robots.
We've all talked about it.
Well, if we ever find out that they were actually using some of our ideas, we would definitely make a big announcement about it.
We would demand royalties.
No, we wouldn't. It's all in good faith. It's all in good faith.
Maybe royalties in atoms. Can you just deposit 10 atoms per week?
Yes. Yeah, I would love a nice tinfoil hat as payment.
But we do have, if you don't mind if we move on, but we do have a big announcement, vendor, and I want you to take this one.
Me?
Because this is your pet project. This is your baby.
Are you guys ready? Okay, so probably about a month ago, I started watching. Have you guys seen that new HBO series, mini historical drama, Chernobyl?
Yep. I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen it.
Well, it's glorious. You should watch it. It stars Jared Harris. Jared Harris is going to be on the show. No, just kidding. It's a great show, and it kind of got me thinking we should do some IRL episodes on nuclear disasters.
Mm-hmm.
And what a better one to start with than Chernobyl. And so I was going on Reddit and looking through and at all the Chernobyl things on Reddit, and I came across this book author because I wanted to read about Chernobyl. And then I thought to myself, hey, we should ask him to be on the show. So I asked him and he said yes. So Coming up soon on that follow show, we have the privilege of hosting Andrew Leatherbarrow. He is the author of Chernobyl 01-2340, which is a #1 bestseller right now on Amazon. And I believe that he also had a hand in making Craig Mazin's HBO historical drama miniseries Chernobyl.
Nice.
So we are very excited to have him on the show. If any of you are interested in asking Andrew any questions about his book or about Chernobyl, please send us a personal message through Twitter or Discord, or post your questions to us, and we'll make sure that we try to get a chance to ask him. The episode, unfortunately, will not be live, which is why we're asking you to write in your questions for us. We would like you to send those in no later than Wednesday next week, because we are planning to record the show with him next weekend. But we are super excited to have him. So just a little background. Obviously, he's a book author, and he loved Chernobyl so much. It was such a big part of his growing up that he actually went to Pripyat and Chernobyl and toured around the exclusion zone, as they call it, and learned everything that he possibly could about Chernobyl and wrote a book about it. And in 2016, he published it, and it is now a #1 bestseller on Amazon. So, and I'm sure that it's going to become even more popular now that the HBO series is done. So we're very excited to have him on the show. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming.
Yeah, I actually was on a spec op mission in Pripyat once, where I was a sniper and I shot a guy's arm off. It was crazy, man. It was like a hind came down, and yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that, and I think what's going to happen is, it's going to be a pre-recorded segment, but the segment will be aired during a Fallout show on a Friday night. So you'll watch it live with us, but it'll be a pre-recorded seg. But it'll be fun. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. So once again, if you want to ask Andrew any questions, make sure you get that to us by Wednesday, June 19th, please.
Awesome. Well, great. That was our big announcement. But we also have a couple listener emails, and since you both had been talking a lot, do you mind if I take the first one and we'll go from there? All right. So our first email is, and both of these emails are great, by the way. I did read through them to vet them, but yeah, they're both great. So the first one is, "Hi guys, as always, I'm loving both your shows. Keep it up. It really makes my work day go quick listening to you. On a previous TFS, you told a story about someone not knowing that they could use a scope on a sniper rifle in Fallout 4, and this reminded me of something that I did. I was unaware that I could rename weapons in the weapons workbench. I had over 6 days worth of gameplay and was on the second playthrough, and I was on a second playthrough before I realized I was able to do this. I only found out that I could do this when I saw a post on Facebook of a knife called Neck Slits and Chill. And I thought, that's a really cool weapon. I must find it. I looked everywhere for a walkthrough to give the location to find it, and I couldn't until someone on the message board told me it was just the knife someone renamed. And they were nice enough to walk me through how I could do this, and it consisted of 3 steps. Go into the workbench, look in the bottom corner of the screen, press button to rename. I felt like a massive idiot to have such a brain fart at something so simple, but after I did, I had some fun renaming my weapons, and he gives us a list here.
Oh, nice.
Read the list. Some of them are really good.
I am. Oh, did you say you read it?
No, I was just going to say read the list.
Yes, I was going to. The homing missile launcher is now named Point and Click. Plasma rifle is called Goodbye, thanks for all the stuff. Combat shotgun, the boomstick, which, that's great. That's a good homage.
Yeah.
Laser rifle, Laser Death Show. The syringer,
Nice.
the doctor. The hunting rifle is called Elmar Fudd. I guess he meant Elmer Fudd. And the Fat Man is called Hard Reset. Anyway, I thought you guys might like this story, and if you could get a couple challenges out of this. Biggest brain fart you've had in a game, and a weird and wonderful weapon names. Thanks, Tom. So I got a legendary shotgun through the legendary vendor, and it was a flaming shotgun, like explosive ammo. And I decided just this fire spitting pump shotgun, just this mechanical fire spitting thing. I was like, I'm gonna rename it, and the name I came up with was Ol, like LL with an apostrophe. So Ol Bastard was what I called it, because that's what it feels like. You know, it might jam every once in a while, but man, does it kill things.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, what did you guys name anything?
Oh,
I don't think I've really named anything in 76, But in Fallout 4, after I finally got a Merv, I named it the Arsenal of Democracy.
I think I had a gauss rifle that I named Brenda. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
If I had any wherewithal, I would have named the Merv Wet Bandit because of Merv from Home Alone.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway.
could have named it like Merv Griffin.
Oh, that's a good one too. Brown.
I also had
Murphy
I also
Brown.
had a Tesla
Stretch.
rifle, and I named it Shocker, the Shocker. But yeah. Also, did you guys see the? Okay, so in Outer Worlds,
Yes.
they had the what looked to be the Nuka-Cola Zapper.
Yes, and it was a zapper though.
I went back through the trailer. It's actually a shrink ray.
Yes, I saw that.
Oh, it like you. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the shrink ray. That is the whole reason I want to buy the game now. But that's beside the point. Yeah.
But yeah, so
You want me to take this next email?
yeah, I
or-
was gonna say take the next email, which is another good one.
Okay. So this one comes from Matt. Matt says, "Hi gang, longtime listener, even from the secret show that cannot be named, first time emailer from the UK, just sending a few thoughts about Fallout 76. I held off from getting the game for a while due to all the bugs on launch, but eventually started playing on Xbox, and am currently making my way through the main story and side quests. I'm doing quests for Abby in the Free States at the moment. I'm playing pretty much entirely solo, as I never have time to plan to be in the game at the same time as other people. On the whole, I'm enjoying it, and the environment and storytelling do have that Fallout feel, although not having NPCs, conversations, and the ability to influence what goes on in the game does leave a bit of a hole. The thing that does feel different, though, is that this is the first Fallout game I've played where I don't really feel like I can do whatever I want. When you first step out of Vault 101 in Fallout 3 and see the whole of the wasteland open up in front of you, it feels like there's a limitless potential for your adventures, and this is mostly true. You can set off after your dad and work through the main story in lots of different ways, or you can ignore that completely and wander off in any direction to explore and see what comes across. While this is sort of true in Fallout 76, it does feel like player choice is limited. I can set off to do whatever I like, or even to follow a quest, but I arrive at a place where a much higher level player has been recently. I run into enemies I can't beat, and I see a Scorch Beast coming. All I can do is run back in the opposite direction and try that area again another day. I can set out with a goal in mind, but generally I'll have to put on hold while I end up spending hours trying to find junk to repair my weapons and armor, then a nearby workbench to scrap it all when I very quickly become overencumbered. In short, it feels like there's lots to do in the game, but doing it is much of a chore than it should be. I know I'm making it harder by playing solo, but there are times when the game feels like a bit of a thankless grind rather than a fun experience. I had some thoughts about things that might help. I wonder what you guys thought of the following ideas. So number one, the option to break down junk into components upon picking it up instead of at a workbench. This might help manage carry weights and also add the realism of the game. I can buy into my character trying to fight off ghouls and deathclaws while carrying a pouch of screws and glue, but it's harder to believe that I'm doing it while lugging around a sack full of typewriters and desk fans. Number two, a feature in the Pip-Boy and stash box that would show what categories of items were taking up the most weight. It's not always
nice.
It's not always easy to work out where all the allowances have gone, especially when it's been taken by things like food, ammo, or chems. Number three, the ability to scrap excess ammo, please and thank you, or at least to sell some to heavier, rarer kinds like missiles, mini nukes, or fusion cores. Keep up the great work with the podcast. Maybe see you out there and wandering the wasteland sometime. My gamer tag is da-da-da-da-da-da. Say hi, and we'll see you soon. Matt.
So Matt, you can sell your ammo in the player vending machines.
So you have that.
But
that
not
would
at the
be-
actual vendors.
No, but you can build a vending machine and put your ammo for sale in it. I've sold a whole bunch of fusion cores that way because they were filling up my stash.
Yeah. I do like the point that he brings up about the Pip-Boy and the stash box showing the categories for items that take the most weight. And I would also like to build on that and say that I would like to be able to organize my items. I'd like to put all my junk in a chest and all my ammo in like my bedside table, you know? and have all of those pieces within my camp part of my stash box. But
Yeah, I'm good with the tabs. What I really latched onto was the scrap access ammo. Is like, please,
yes.
please, and
Like
I would
you
love.
could scrap one kind and use it to make another kind.
Yeah, like
'Cause-
how they did in New Vegas, like the small
Yeah.
lead bullets, big lead bullets, that sort of thing. That would be fantastic. I know it would break the game's economy if you could sell it to random vendors. That's fine. Don't need that. I just want to break down all the 38s rather than just drop them on the ground.
Well, and to make a good point, you got Bethesda charges so much money or atoms for things in the atom shop or the atomic shop. So, I mean, let us break down ammo for like almost nothing, you know? So you don't have to
mention that
worry about
vendor.
it
Don't
constantly.
no. Let us just break down ammo at an ammo bench.
Well, I mean,
Let's not spend atoms on it.
70% of my stash box is ammo that I don't use.
The other side of that coin too, the option to break down junk in components, like he's right about that. When you pick up a desk fan thinking like I need screws, I'm just gonna unscrew a couple screws from the fan and put them in my pocket. I'm not gonna take the whole fan. So then I would definitely pay a couple atoms for a portable workbench kind of thing, where like it gives us the option to break down junk on the go.
It was
I feel
never
like that would kind of break the economy too, though.
You're
it
right.
was
Yeah,
never like that in Fallout 4 though.
I know. You never had to
So-
break items down ever.
Yeah, because you never had issues with carry weight, even
Yeah.
at level 50.
Yeah, you
Uh,
never. But you
I don't know
what?
what you guys are talking about. I was over encumbered all the time.
I'm over encumbered all the time. You know how you guys are always like, vendor, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm carrying half of the
Even-
wasteland on my back.
Even in
At
nuclear
E3,
weather.
I was over encumbered IRL. I was doing that little slow walk around the convention center with all my bags of stuff. It was terrible.
But one of the things I did also want to mention, he just again reiterates what we've been saying about Fallout all along, Fallout 76 all along, is the game doesn't care about you. You don't touch the world, man. You just exist in it. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just you know, and that's the hard part to get around sometimes in this game. It's a different thing. It's the world doesn't revolve around you this time. You exist in the world, so you don't have a lot of choices, and you can't change a lot of things
Right.
because you are just a powerless little human, basically.
Hmm.
So I think it's a great, refreshing thing. I'm not responsible for nothing, and it can be more of an escape that way. But yes, a lot of it can be a chore. I saw someone talking about this before, where it's a chore. There's a lot of maintenance and stuff, and that is annoying and problematic. The always over encumbered and not being able to do certain things, and so yeah.
Yeah.
I think he comes up with a lot of good points.
I think he nailed it on the head when he talked about, you know, going into an area where a higher level player has been, and just, you know, having to run into enemies that he can't beat. I find that also frustrating.
Yeah.
I wish that it was easier to play solo, because I like to do a lot of the quests solo. I love playing with people,
Yeah.
but when it comes to the questing, that is just something that I have to immerse myself in. And I can't do that a lot of the time because there's a level 75 Yao Guai at Dolly Sods that I've wasted all of my ammo on and haven't even put a dent in.
Yeah,
So-
I wish that there was a little more consistency in the way that enemies spawn.
Yes.
I don't like that they spawn based on the level of who visited recently.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with that. What I don't agree with is, you know, having areas where the enemy's always leveled to you, because I like that aspect of like, oh, can't go here. You know, surprise, very hard enemy. You have to run away. I like that element of it. It keeps you on your toes a little bit. Much like if you're in New Vegas and you start out in New Vegas, like, well, you got to go around the way, because if you go through this way, you'll die. And you're like, I got this, and you will die if you go through the Death Claw
Going
infested
north in
area.
New Vegas is like the best thing, though.
Oh, it's
Ugh.
amazing.
yeah,
But you understand what I mean, like-
Everybody start up a New Vegas game and just watch.
doing that death run to Nellis.
Right. So I do like having that over-empowered enemy that I can't defeat. I like keeping me on my toes, but you're right. The level of unbalancedness between, how the enemies respawn is
Yeah, you just
definitely an
never
issue.
know. Am I going to waste an hour today, or am I going to get to do a cool quest? You never
They
know
should-
which one it's going to be.
Right, they should have it as a ring, like certain areas, like most MMOs have like areas, like this area is like recommended for level 50 through whatever.
Mhm.
This area is recommended for this, and just keep the enemies always at that thing and have the XP scale, not the enemy level. But
I would prefer that as well.
yeah,
Yeah. And one of the things I think that would really help out my own gameplay is if they improve the map a little bit.
the
Uh,
map's fine.
Like
the map is
they could-
terrible.
if they could just put some grid lines with some goddamn numbers, like
I don't know
Yeah.
how they've been making video games for this long and still haven't figured out how to make a map.
the map
gr-
is probably the worst part of the game.
A numerical
It's like,
grid.
okay, I
would be
gotta go
great.
here. And then I spend 20 minutes scrolling around the map trying to find where it is because I've discovered all the locations, but I don't know the map at all. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe the Bethintern that's listening will tell them, hey guys, let's throw some grids on there, and then we'll get a couple things going on. But
Yeah. I really need to just put a map up here next to my computer
and like put
and
pins
just-
on it.
Yeah.
But that is our show. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Join us soon for the Chernobyl interview that we have coming up with, what was his name again? I'm sorry.
Andrew Leatherbarrow.
Andrew Leatherbarrel.
Mhm.
And join us next week on GameStack for our E3 wrap-up. Shaline was there the whole week, so she has a lot to talk about, I'm sure.
Yes.
Indeed.
Awesome. So join us next week for that. But
Just,
in the
just a side note, Rick. I'm just gonna post an Audible link for Andrew's book
Cool.
in the chat. If anybody wants to listen, you can listen to it with a 30-day free trial.
Cool.
So,
Awesome. You can tweet in the meantime. Before next Friday, you can tweet at our show, at That Fallout Show. You can tweet at the network, at We Just Love Games. You can tweet at Shaline L. You can tweet at Vendor, at Vendortron. And you can tweet at me, at Rick McVick. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/That Fallout Show and facebook.com/groups /That Fallout Show. And also the same thing with We Just Love Games. Facebook.com/We Just Love Games and Facebook.com/groups/We Just Love Games. You can email us at info@WeJustLoveGames.com. Don't forget to email us your questions for our interview coming up. You like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/We Just Love Games. And as always, you can find our show wherever good podcasts are found, especially on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. If you leave us a review on iTunes with 5 stars and some text, we will shout you out at the beginning of the show. Apologize if we didn't get to you this episode, but we will get you next episode. We record live every Friday night here at twitch.tv/We Just Love Games. And like I said, next week we go live at 8:30 p.m. Mountain, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Mountain. And it's going to be GameStack next Friday, where we talk about E3 and in general. And we try to do Twitch streams when we can. This Sunday, there will be no Survival Horror Sunday. We have to do that again. But this Sunday is Father's Day. Sorry, we're taking that day
happy
off.
Father's Day to all the dads out
Thank
there.
you.
By the way.
And happy Father's Day to all the dads out there as well. But yes, thank you so much for listening tonight. Shaline, what is our last word?
Thank you for having me, Bethesda. It was a lovely time.
Have a good weekend.